Good morning, students. Today we will study another one type of continuous probability distribution. It is called normal distribution. In continuous probability distribution, we are studying it two types of distribution. One is exponential distribution, which we studied in the previous class. So second one is normal distribution. The continuous probability density function for normal is defined if in the form of 1 by sigma root 2 pi e to the power of minus x minus mu whole square by 2 sigma square, where mu stands for mean and it should vary between minus infinity to infinity. The mean value can be between this minus infinity to plus infinity, and standard deviation should be always positive, and x is the random variate, varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is called as normal distribution function. So we need to check that is it a probability density function or not. So if it has to be probability density function, means it has to satisfy two conditions. In that first one, f of x should be greater than 0. Here you can see that it is not a negative value, it is a positive value itself. Hence, it is directly known that f of x is positive. Second condition, we need to prove that integral minus infinity to infinity f of x dx value should be equal to 1. So that condition we are proving it here. Substitute f of x function, f of x is taken, the constant 1 by sigma root 2 pi written outside the integral. Now we need to integrate this function. So evaluation of that integral can be done easily by substitution method, by taking x minus mu by root 2 sigma as t. So when we need to substitute any term, we need to find out the derivative also in that form. So what will be the dt? Here variable is t and x. Mean and standard deviation are constant. Okay. So to get it as dx form, we are rewriting it. Bring these two terms to left side. So root 2 sigma t, and mu also bring it to left side, so plus mu. So x is equal to mu plus root 2 sigma into dt. So what will be dx? Dx is nothing but derivative of mu constant is 0, root 2 sigma constant as it is because it is along with the variable t. So derivative of t is dt. So when we substitute any element, so the limit was in terms of x. Now we are substituting it in terms of t. So t varies from where to where. When x is varying from minus infinity to plus infinity, t also varies from minus infinity to plus infinity by substituting in this condition. So that simplification is not shown, directly it is understood. So substitute it 1 by sigma root 2 pi, substitute e to the power of minus in place of x minus, you can see that in place of this x minus mu by root 2 sigma, because 2 is not of square, other terms are square, so 2 also we made it as root 2 square. So x minus mu root 2 sigma, I am substituting it as t. So what we get, e to the power of minus t square we are going to get. Observe that e to the power of minus t square, and dx will get substituted as root 2 sigma into dt. Root 2 get cancelled, sigma get cancelled. So what is left out for the next step? 1 by root pi, and limit, it is changed to minus infinity to infinity to change 0 to infinity. How it is changed? Because function is even. Hence, we know the integral property minus a to a f of x becomes 2 times 0 to a f of x if function is even function. That is the reason how it is changed. Why we are changing? Because the integral, if I am getting it in this form, we have a standard function. What is that standard function? That standard function is nothing but gamma function. We know that integral 0 to infinity e to the power of minus t square is nothing but root pi by 2. Or you can say 2 into this integral is nothing but root pi. So keeping that in mind, we change the limit minus infinity to infinity as 0 to infinity. So substitute this integral value 2 by root pi. This integral is root pi by 2. 2 get cancelled. Root pi get cancelled. What we got? Integral minus infinity to infinity f of x is equal to 1. So here normal distribution function satisfies the probability density function condition. Hence, the normal distribution is also a probability density function. Here, we are studying the graphical representation of this normal distribution. The probability function is of normal distribution probability function is of bell shaped. And it is symmetrical about always with the line of x is equal to mu. It means about the line mu. And it is called as normal probability curve. So normally distributed curve, it will be, observe that, bell shaped. So what it represents? This line x is equal to mu divides the total area under the curve. This is the area under the curve, yes or no? The total area under the curve is always equal to 1 and it divides equally into 2 parts. So we are going to get the right hand side of this line, the area is equally divided, means area is equally divided into 2 parts. So 1 is divided into 2 parts equally. So what it will be? Area of right hand side of the line is 0.5 and area of left hand side of the line x is equal to mu is 0.5. So keep that in mind about the coverage of the areas. In terms of percentage, if you speak, total area under this curve, normal curve, is always 100%. So right hand side of this line 50% area, left hand side of x is equal to mu line is 50% of the area. So you need to keep it in mind that normal curve always divides area equally into 2 parts. So the bell-shaped curve represent the area under this curve in the normal probability distribution. Next, we are standardizing that normal distribution. Why, I will tell you in the next step. Now, in the first step of standard of normal distribution, if suppose I wanted to find out the probability of x varies between two finite values a and b. So what will be the probability distributive function? We write integral a to b f of x dx. So in case of normal distribution, substitute f of x. What it is? 1 by sigma root 2 pi e to the power of minus x minus mu whole square divided by 2 sigma square dx. Now here you might have observed that this integral is evaluated for the integral of, so this integral can evaluate it for the limit minus infinity to infinity. But now we need to evaluate for the limit a to b. So it is not easily possible to integrate this integrand with limit a to b. So we need to apply numerical technique to find out the evaluation of this integral. So keeping that in mind, we are going to standardize the normal distribution condition. So how to standardize it? Just substitute x minus mu by sigma as z. So what will be x? X will become mu plus z into sigma. Observe here, mu plus, bring this mu to left side. Mu plus and sigma multiplied with z. Mu plus sigma into z. So we have dx is equal to sigma into dz. Now when we do substitution, limit has to change with respect to that variable. Here this is a limit for x variable. Now we need to change the limit for z variable. If I am substituting x as a minus mu by sigma, let me take it as z1. When I substitute x as b minus mu by sigma, let me take it as z2. So this integral equation 1 represent now in the form of probability of x varies between a to b 1 by root 2 sigma z1 to z2 limit e to the power of minus z square by 2. Here x minus mu by sigma is converted as what? Z. So it is z square by 2. So probability of x varies between a and b can also be written as probability of z varies between z1 and z2. So x is changed to z and limit a and b is changed to z1 and z2. And this observe that integrand function f of z 1 by root 2 pi to the power of minus z square by 2 is nothing but a standard normal probability function. It may be observed that this is nothing but probability density function of normal distribution by substituting mu equal to 0 and sigma equal to 1. What I am speaking about? I am speaking about, let me go back to the definition. This is a normal probability function. Yes or no? Defined. So when we standardize it by substituting x minus mu divided by sigma, what function we occurred is nothing but also a probability density function by substituting mu equal to 0. Observe, if I substitute mu equal to 0, what I will get? Only x square, and sigma is equal to 1. So I am getting it sigma as 1 means function what I got? 1 by root 2 pi e to the power of minus, instead of x what we got? Z square by 2. So what we are here mean to say that the standardized function what we got is also a probability distributive function, but it is occurred with the condition when mu is 0 and sigma is 1. So earlier normal distribution curve what we showed, it is symmetrical about the line x is equal to mu. Now what is a normal distribution curve we are getting it? It is symmetrical about the line mu equal to 0 and sigma is equal to 1. Thus we can say that normal probability density function with mu equal to 0 and sigma equal to 1 is the standard normal probability density function. By substituting x is equal to x minus mu by, z is equal to x minus mu by sigma, and this is called as standard normal variate, SNV. We can denote, in short we can write SNV, and f of z is called as standard normal curve which is symmetrical about the line z is equal to 0. So now here phi of z, what we are telling it, function phi of z, this function 1 by root 2 pi, this probability condition, this p varies between z1 to z2 can also denote as phi of z. What this integral represent is nothing but the area under the standard normal curve. Phi of z represent, this integral represent area under this standard normal curve. We will discuss it more in the next slide. See here, the integral in the RHS of two geometrically represent the area bounded by the standard normal curve f of z between Z1 to Z2. In particular, if I take Z1 as 0, what is phi of Z? Phi of Z means which one I have taken? Equation 2 means this. Yes or no? So instead of writing probability of Z1 Z varies from Z1 to Z2, in short you can write phi of Z represent notation for area under the normal curve. How it is defined? It is defined in this way. In particular, if I take Z1 as 0, hence here see in the graphical representation also along with y-axis we have taken a phi of Z. Phi of Z represent area under the normal curve with the condition Z equal to 0. Lower limit value of Z we are taking it as 0. So in particular we have written that. So this represent area under the normal curve. What I said, that only they have given it here. From where to where? From 0 to some point of Z. Z is unknown here. 0 to Z means Z instead of Z2 I have taken, we standardized it as Z. So any value of Z it may be. So you can represent that as phi of Z or A of Z anyway. So it is nothing but area, shaded portion. It is nothing but area from 0 to Z. And as we discussed earlier, this normal curve is symmetrical about this line, Z equal to 0 line. So area here is 0.5 or 50% you can say, and right hand side area of the line is nothing but 0.5 or 50%. So this is the basic concept related to a normal distribution. You may get more clear idea when I take up problems related to this normal distribution curve. How to calculate the area under the normal curve is very important concept to find out. So in next video I will explain 8 problems related to normal distribution. Thank you.